Welcome back to Summit Sunrise. This is Jeffrey here on the Summit Sunrise Show with Ginsburg from Eraser's Edge. We're here in the bowels of Eraser's Edge. I love what you've done to the place. It looks a lot like my house. But we're here in the works. We will do a segment up later on the show from the shop itself, the retail shop. But we're here in the works bench where we're going to talk about boot fitting.
Yep.
Can any boot fit any foot? Well, I know you'll probably direct someone to a boot that's more specific for their foot, but can you make any boot comfortable?
Well, we do run into the situation where somebody comes in with a boot and it's kind of a square peg in a round hole, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot that can be done with boots. Really, the biggest thing to start with is a custom footbed. That is the foundation that we build the fit from, balances the foot structure into the correct shape. This is kind of a finished product. Here it starts out as a flat component such as this. We take and mold it to the shape of the person's foot in a weight-bearing application. From there we have a impression or the shape of the foot, and then at that point I add a layer of foam to the bottom of that and grind out of it what we're going to keep.
And that's all predicated on how the person's feet align while they're standing, and it's not just the foot itself. It can be the hips, it can be the knees, it can be any sort of biomechanical structure of the body, right?
Exactly. It runs right up the body. You know, a lot of people got an ankle problem, you know, from too much pronation or whatever. Your knees can hurt, your hips can hurt, your back can hurt, all that kind of stuff. So realign you in a better position that works really well for skiing. You
know, and there again, you get a boot like that. This is a top end laying boot. You know, expensive boot, just a great boot to perform for performance. That boot comes with about an 80-cent footbed, so it makes sense. I mean, even the most expensive boot, they're assuming that you are going to have a footbed made because they couldn't put one in the boot that would accommodate everybody. So what they do is they put one in that you try on, and then they assume that you're going to have a footbed made.
Exactly. It puts them in there to take up space that can be given back, so there's room for the footbed that way. Some companies do a better job, such as Fisher, with a vacuum molded shell. This is actually the world's first fully moldable shell that way that can be sucked right up against your foot and takes on all the bony structure that you have.
Right now, a liner is often molded. You can always find a boot with a liner that you can mold. The shell is something totally different. This is the only shop in Breckenridge that is certified to mold a shell. But let's say someone comes in with their own boot that they're very happy with. Like I did a couple days ago. I came in with a boot. I've been skiing on it for about a month now, and all of a sudden, from just so much skiing, I have like a problem with my sixth toe, my little toe, and those boots can be altered. My boots were just kind of made a little bit of just gave me more room, right?
Exactly. There's a lot of things you can do, hence all these myriad of tools we've got here. In Jeff's case, we actually took and stretched his shell a little bit. This is a hydraulic boot expander here. As we twist this in, it pushes out the ends of it, and within that, in his case, we put on a heel cup component and then a piece for holding the forefoot.
Whoa.
And
it's like an
all
erector
this stuff.
set, yeah.
Exactly. This kind of thing here, and then as this opens up this way within the boot, it pushes the brass piece into here, opening up the forefoot area to create more room in the forefoot. In his case, we also added a couple little nubs here since we had a couple spots that we were specifically looking to do. If you have someone who has an ankle issue, say their inside ankle, which is another really common spot that people have issues with that way, pull the liner out of the boot, heat the shell up. We have a special punch here that we can create a new ankle pocket within the boot that way. We monitor the temperature of the shell with a infrared thermometer that way, so we can really keep track of that. Different shell plastics have different temperature ranges that we need to get it for it to hold the fit.
You know, and I have two pair of boots that I use all the time, but they're for different applications, but I wear them every day. I think you blew out them in 3 different directions for 2 boots. And every boot fits differently. If you're having problems with your boots, certainly come here, check it out right on Lincoln Street in Breck, right across the Millennium Bank. Or if you want to check out those Fisher vacuum molded boots, that's a great deal. That's the new technology.
20% off.
Yeah, it is. That's a great deal. And that's at Eraser's Edge. We'll be back with more 547-7600.
453-7600.
453-7600. We'll be back with more. Don't go away.